show us your seat mount, Danny.
Oh, seat mount?
That thing came out good.
Oh, yeah. It's just like Creampuff, so that makes it pro mod too. So
Oh,
Don't be saying that, bro. Stop.
we're not gonna be allowed on the list before we even start.
I love to antagonize. I'm sorry.
That looks really good, Danny.
Yeah, there you go. That's a jam up, backup brace for the seat.
It's a jam up, back up.
Yeah, you could put a top fuel motor in the thing and take off and it wouldn't move.
It would do. If we put a top fuel motor in here, Danny, we'd have a lot of issues. But
Well,
it wouldn't be the seat
no,
moving. Wouldn't be one of them.
Actually, it really wouldn't matter because it would spin instantaneously so bad that you would never have any G-force.
No, that's probably true. That's probably true.
There wouldn't be any G-force.
All right. So we got an engine for the silver truck, and we stayed in somewhat of a budget. Believe it or not, this is a $6,000 engine. We are going to change a few things, but the good news is the things we're going to change, like this intake and this 1972 fogger kit here, and the carburetor that we're going to take off, we can sell, and we can use that money to the new stuff. So all in all, we're going to have about $6,000 in this engine. It's an LS3 hydraulic roller, 416 cubic inch. It's got all BTR internals. The motors ran pretty good before, and it's going to be perfect for a list race. I think we're going to just put a plate on it for the nitrous because we're not going to spray it a whole lot. We only need to go 950s, 90s, which I think this engine should do it. And it's a budget, and it does not have HED valve covers, so that means we should not get thrown off the list with this engine. I hope. The rest of the truck is not looking as budget friendly, but the engine is definitely cheaper than what we got in Creampuff. So we took it outside this morning, got it all cleaned up, and we also did get our intake and our throttle body in for the engine. So Kyle's working on taking this off now and getting the other stuff put on because we got to get it put back in the truck and hopefully get it running in the next month because we're only going to race one more list race with Creampuff, and then the silver truck is going to be number 9 on the list, and we're going to have to try to work our way back up. So we definitely need to get it in with some time to test. We don't want to go out there and have no idea what it's going to do. All right, Kyle got the intake swapped on our new engine for the silver truck. We got a few things to talk about. For one, it's definitely much more of a budget engine than we have in Creampuff. For two, we came up with a name for the silver truck. I think we did. We're going to wing it. We got a few names right now, just whichever one comes out, so we're going to name it. Did you like the name we're talking about, Taylor?
I like the second option.
The second option.
The second option.
I think so. I think the new name for the Silver S10 is going to be Jebediah. It's going to be the name for the silver truck. So we got Jebediah's engine right here. It's a 416 cubic inch LS3. Pretty good engine. We put all the pretty much the stock accessories back on the front. And then this transmission might look familiar. This is the FTI Stage 4.5 transmission and converter we had in Creampuff originally before we swapped to a Glide. So we put that on here. They said the converter should be close enough. We're not trying to get every little bit out of this thing. As long as we can push it and go low 9s, we can compete in a list race, and I really believe we can. We have a nitrous plate coming for it, and the throttle body we do have for it just off because we don't have the nitrous plate for it. But we're getting ready to shove this thing down in here. And before we do that, I just want to make sure everybody realizes this is not a Pro Mod engine. And while we're talking about a Pro Mod, our new It's a Pro Mod t-shirt is live on the website along with our retro t-shirts, and our Nova shirts are on pre-order as well. A lot of people have asked about those coming back, and we're going to do a very limited run of those for probably the next week on pre-order only. So make sure you go to CJRaceCars.com and get your merch. The good thing about this engine also is the S10 already had an LS in it, so we didn't have to change much.
Nope.
The only thing we did change is Danny whipped us up some solid engine mounts so that it's not rubber mounted because it make a little more horsepower than it did before. So we wanted to solid mount it. Big shout out to Holly. Obviously, they sent us the split intake, the fuel rails, and the throttle body, which we'll show you guys later. And believe it or not, even Victor got us hooked up on some FIC injectors. He hooked us up on these injectors because he did not want us running a Pro Mod anymore. I think that's what happened, Taylor.
Do we know if they work?
That's a good point. I'm going to say they did. Victor hooked us up pretty good. Victor sells a ton of these injectors along with a ton of other stuff. If you haven't checked out his stuff, go to inductionperformance.com. He's actually been a big help. I know everybody on the channel thinks we hate each other, and we only hate each other when we're on the track. After we're off the track and I'm done taking us $1,000, we're actually pretty good friends. So if you haven't, go over there, check that out. And I think that's about it. Detail-wise, nothing crazy.
I don't think so.
Taylor's going to love putting these headers on. They were a nightmare to get off, and I'm sure they're going to be a nightmare to get back on.
They're fun.
The steering runs through about 9 of the 8 tubes.
Yeah,
So
nine
it'll be fun.
tubes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like doing a magic trick trying to get those headers in there.
Yeah.
Who designed these headers?
Stainless works.
They're actually nice headers, but
Well, they were.
whoever fit them the very first time, there's definitely one tube that's going to be down about 20% because it's about 1 inch diameter.
That ain't no lie.
Yeah, that one's pretty smashed, Danny.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't make these headers, did you?
Hell no.
Okay. Just checking. Whoa, 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 whoa!
I would have modified the frame for that header.
Scratching up the fresh paint there, Taylor. Did we need to scrape that?
We might should scrape those, but we can do that in the truck.
Okay. Oh, so once you get the motor down, you just gotta lock them in there.
I got this side over here.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You got them in there. All right.
Ish.
Just put that anywhere, Taylor. Danny machined these within like a half a thou on the manual lathe.
Not exactly.
Maybe a quarter of a thou.
No, I made them 3.5 inches from end to end. One of these mounts was a little over 3.5. One was a little under 3.5. So I figured we'd take it and knock out that tab a little bit and knock that one in or whatever we had to do to make them even.
Yeah.
Well, communication lines got crossed and that didn't get done.
Yeah.
So now I gotta go plan B.
Was that Taylor's fault, Danny? I won't tell him.
I'm not saying it's nobody's fault. It's just you got lost in the translation.
All
But
right.
here, so we're about 1/8 of an inch too wide here. So we're going to take about a 16th off of this one, a 16th off of that one, and nobody will ever know.
Taylor,
Yeah. Talk to me.
listen.
Yeah.
This was supposed to be an easy swap. Came with an LS. We're putting an LS in it. We just set it down in there and bolt it up.
Yeah.
And it's not working out like that. Danny got his
It never does.
bushings calibrated and all tuned up on the
yeah.
driver's side.
They're special custom made for each side of the car.
But now the problem we have is this side won't line up. And what I think happened is someone had some wore out rubber bushings, right? And then they made these homemade custom tabs, and they made them and the bushing was probably just wore out on the backside. So now we're off about a half a hole. So we're gonna have to cut the tabs off the motor mounts.
It'll be all right.
Put the bolt through it and tack them back on.
Yeah.
That's gonna be all right. But I thought we were just gonna glide that thing right down in there.
No.
No?
You won't be pulling this motor out between rounds and fixing it.
No, that's it. If we blow it up, we just scrap the whole truck.
Yeah, just throw it away.
Just put it in the scrap yard and start over. All right, little update on the inside of the S10. You can see we took that Sparco seat out that was in the driver's side. It did not have a passenger seat before at all. The Sparco seat that was on the driver's side was pretty comfortable, but I didn't like it. It didn't have much side support, so we got rid of that thing. Now we have Kirkies. They will get seat covers, but right now we're fabbing up the mounts for the back, so the seat covers aren't on. We also got our Motion Raceworks shifter installed, and of course it'll have cup holders because you gotta have cup holders in a street car, right, Kyle?
Yeah, and we gotta have a radio too. That's gonna be.
We gotta have radio, right?
Yeah, we can make a radio easy. I got you on that. Let's get you one of those little marine dash little circle radios, going out to 212, going out to 2 speakers. That's all we need. We don't need nothing fancy. We just need a little sound.
In this tin can, though, you see here, we are going to put the carpet back in, but in this tin can, we're going to have some speakers to hear the radio going down the road with this nitrous engine humming.
Yes, we are.
You know, so we might have to put a box in the back and pour it into the cab or something. Old school mini truck style.
Oh, so hey, I can show you the one. I can show you a style of them for sure.
Yeah, we might refrain from that. We might try to put a radio in there with a few speakers, but we're not gonna get too carried away because we got to keep this thing light. We got this budget engine that doesn't make no power, and we got to try to go 9s with it.
It's a
So
little funny around here.
yeah, we got to see if there's enough in the budget. It might be a pro mod if we put speakers in it, but
Yeah, nice.
we might even remount this here. They had a pretty slick mount for the Holly Terminator. We can't do Holly like that. We're gonna have to mount that thing up so it ain't just bouncing
I
around.
think it probably bolted to the bottom of the
Oh,
dash.
you might be right.
That's probably where, because you got 2 self-tappers right there.
Yeah, those
You're
are pretty
nothing
slick.
right now. Not
Yeah,
doing nothing.
those are pretty
So
slick.
probably bolted, that's my guess.
Those are fine thread self tappers though, so they're all right.
Things feel like titanium. They're stout.
Sure,
There's some stout self-tappers.
goodness gracious. All right, well, you can see it's got a TRZ steering column in it. This thing is a decent truck. We got our nitrous here. We're going to mount the nitrous bottle in the middle so that we can turn it on and off when we want to. Again, street truck, we don't want to have to pull the nitrous bottle out of the back while we're driving or worry about it in the sun. Funny enough, Kyle, we decided to build another truck because they called the other truck a Pro Mod, right?
I was probably one to say it once too. I can't say
You probably did. That's unbelievable. You see what you've costed us?
Look at that.
This is unbelievable, actually.
Ground security, that's what I call it.
Yeah, right. And now, to get away from having a Pro Mod, we got a truck completely tore apart. Probably farther than we ever had Creampuff tore apart.
Yep.
But it won't be a Pro Mod this time because it doesn't have those HED on the valve cover and it doesn't have no FIS. So now they won't be scared of it.
Or a parachute, I'm gonna say that.
I might have to put a parachute on it.
That's not even a real one. It's put like the mount.
Just a
on
fake,
there.
just
Yeah,
a fake parachute.
Nothing hooked up to it or nothing. Just the mount.
They'll throw us right out of the class. This thing even has a 9-inch aluminum center section, which is way nicer than Creampuff stuff. It has 40 spline gun drilled axles. We're actually going to get rid of the 9-inch because we decided to do Nicky Bobby's bolt-in 4-link kit for the back. And 10 Soldiers is making us an 8.8 rear end, getting a Mustang rear end. That's the good thing about that Nicky Bobby rear suspension. You just buy a Mustang housing with the sphericals on the top, and you just bolt it right in. Now you got a triangulated 4-link. So now we have S10 with leaf springs and an S10 with a 4-link.
I know we're gonna see which one does better. We got something to test it with now.
Man, that leaf spring works good, but
It does.
I do believe that 4-link's gonna work just as good. So
Give you a little more adjustment.
yeah,
Give you a little more adjustment.
and we're gonna get this thing slammed on the ground so it looks like a Pro Mod. It's gonna look like a Pro Mod, but it's actually gonna be a sheep. So it's the opposite. It's not a wolf in sheep's clothing. It's a sheep in wolf's clothing.
Yep.
You ever heard of that?
I ain't heard of that one.
That's what we got here.
That's a new one for me.
We got one that's gonna look fast, but it's gonna be a dud.
Well, we should paint them both white too, so nobody knows which one's which. That would be fun.
Except for one's square and one's round.
That is true.
They might catch us on that one there,
That's
Kyle.
true, but
Close enough.
Paying attention.
Close enough, yeah. We'll see if we can sneak it by them. All right, well, we're not going to get the engine running today like we thought we were. We're really close. Taylor's got this mount out. He's cutting the tab off. He's going to get it welded back together where it needs to be. And we're close. We're close to having this thing running. I think the TBM brakes are supposed to be here tomorrow.
Yep.
We'll get the brakes on it, get the wheels on it.
Get all the wiring cleaned up and situated tomorrow, make everything look pretty, and hopefully by the end of tomorrow's our goal. We at least fire it up and listen to it for a few seconds. So that's the goal.
I want to hear it bad.
Me too.
I want to hear this thing bad.
Me too.
This is a big cubic inch deal for us. This is a 416, so that's pretty stout.
Now, we did compared to the
What's that?
5.3, you got a few more.
Yeah, got a few more cubic inches there for sure.
A few more cubes on it.
I definitely think we're gonna be good to go. Definitely 9s. Now I'll be honest. I saw Parker out there with that Corvette that he's got,
Yes.
and that thing carried the wheels. So I don't think we got nothing for Parker's Corvette, but that's all right. We're
He's
gonna.
got to make it on the list though, right? Or is he number 10 now?
Nah, I think he's called out number 10
He's
now.
called out number 10. That's what.
So he's got a hot rod. He's gonna be hard to beat, but we'll give it a shot.
Once
with
he
this
makes
little
it
peanut
on,
here.
Once he makes it on, we'll worry about him later.
That's true. Yeah. Well, the hard part is, here's the deal though. If we win with Creampuff next week, actually no matter what, the first race out with this deal, we're number 9 because we're switching cars. So if he gets on a list, we're automatically right there sitting next to him.
Or next
He's gonna be hard on us day one
He is.
in old Jebediah here. Either way, I'm excited for it. It's gonna be a fun week.
It is.
We're either gonna win our 4th race in a row and retire Creampuff undefeated, or
Or number 2 or number 3 is
we're gonna be number 2 or number 3, and we're gonna retire Creampuff either way, and we're gonna bring Jebediah out there and start at number 9 and work our way to the front. So, all right, I think that's gonna do it for today's video. Make sure you go over to CJRaceCars.com and get your It's a Pro Mod shirt to support us in our not Pro Mod we have here. That's it for this one. We'll see you on the next one.